Hey all, so we're from a different angle today because we are going to dig in to this Switch 2 reveal. I have been scraping through this little by little, and there are some interesting things I just want to share with you all on what they could be, what other features that seems to be, and yeah, let's just dive in, right? Okay, here it is. Here's the Switch 2 reveal trailer. So I'm going to start here where we start to get to see the actual new console. So, there's the Joy-Cons coming off. Here's the screen getting bigger. So let's just take this as our first pause. Let me scroll back just a teeny bit. So, significant size increase here, which is great. Considering I'm pretty sure this is the OLED model anyway. But if you look at this, we're talking about, well, essentially 2 fingers thicker, much wider. It looks to be not edge to edge display. If you look here, so while the screen is edge to edge, you can see the border coming in. So I'm not expecting us to get an edge to edge display. I'm expecting it to still be boxed a little bit, but still pretty cool. Now we get to see the sides, and this is where it does this fun little evolution here. Okay. So we'll pause it again in a second, just here. Right, so we've got our USB-C port in the bottom. This is going to be for docking. No doubt it's going to be our charging port. Let's carry on a teeny bit more. Above, so obviously power button, like normal. It's a little indented. That's nice, less likely to accidentally touch it. You've got your volume buttons. The fans at the top, fans at the bottom. This is good. Headphone socket, so we're not going to be forced into any wireless nonsense if you don't want to, and a USB-C port on the top. Interesting. Now, I think that this is like any USB-C. It's going to double as another way of charging. So if you're in tabletop mode, you'll be able to charge from the top instead of from the bottom. So you won't need to have stands to solve this problem anymore, which is good, really good. I also think it might be a way for us to connect other devices. So let's see there. This new kickstand is really good, but what games are going to have us wanting to play that low? I would like to know. Now, here we go. Right, so I'm going to pause here first before we go into the ins and outs of some of the other changes. We have an extra button. So we've got our capture button, we've got our home button still as normal, and now we've got the extra button. I don't know what that's going to do because we've already got the capture button. We've got our start, we've got our select, but we now have another button. So intrigued to see what that's for. Not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure these are going to be Hall effect joysticks because of all the leaks. There were so many leaks telling us little bits of details, and they had this Switch. So I'm very inclined to start thinking that some of that tech spec is valid. Now this is something I really want to be able to capture here. Right, pause here. Right, looks like a button here. Looks like a button here. I don't think they're actually going to be input buttons. Oh no, actually no. I hold it back. They are going to be input buttons because we get R and ZR. So these will be our ZRs and our SRs, SLs. We've got the sync unsync button. This is, as we will see in a second, to dock into the Switch and charge. And then we've got this wonderful little hole here. Let's creep around a little bit more. There's a better view of this, so I'm going to hold off on saying what I think this is. And to be honest, it's hinted at quite well as well in a second. So there, look at that. Look at that. Hang on, let me help you a little bit here. There. Let's just zoom into that a little bit. What does that look like? What does that look like? Yeah, I've gone over myself. Don't worry. What does that look like? Doesn't look like that, does it? You know, that optical device there. I think and as this next piece is going to pretty much tell us, I'm pretty certain that we have mouse capabilities on these Joy-Cons. And see here, look at this. Why would you show this where they look like mice and they're running around, and now we get to see this extra button on top, which I think is just to release this rail, but we've got ZR. We need to get a better angle of this, actually. Hang on, did we get a better angle behind the controller? Scroll back a second. Zap, zap, zap. Yes, we did. Just here. Okay, it's got a nice groove. This is good. This is good. One of the things I've been complaining about with the Switch is I don't have like the feeling of it resting on my fingers. We've got that here. We've got that here. But what is that? What is that? Is that another button? Hang on. Do we get a good shot of... No, we don't get another good... Oh, wait, no, we do there. Right there. Scroll back. Put up for precise seeking. Let's hit play here. It's another button. That is another button. Knew it. Freaking knew it. Look at that. Look at that. Right there. Right there. You can't see my mouse cursor right now. I should have really turned that on. That's a button. We have an extra button. Why would we have an extra button? I mean, there's a lot of benefits actually to an extra button. But that's an extra button. Cool. Okay. Okay, let's go with that. That's an extra button. And now this is how they slot in. So we've got this little device here. Now, I've seen a lot of people online going, it's going to snap off. It's going to snap off. No, it's not going to snap off. The indent is big enough here, as is on this side, that when it slots in, it's going to hold together. Now, what I would like to see is that this actually pops out to be flush with the Switch when the Joy-Con comes out. This image tells me it's not going to be, but that's what I would like it to do. But it's still fine. It's completely fine. I bet Nintendo will give us something that you'll just put in when you take the controllers out, if you want to be like that. But yeah, there we go. Okay. Mouse features. Two extra buttons on it. Did we see the back? Actually, does it still have the IR sensor? Because I completely missed looking for that. I don't think we do. I think the IR sensors are gone. Oh no. Maybe. Wait, that's not the one with the IR sensor though, is it? It's the orange one. Hang on, let's just scroll back a second. There is... Yeah, no. There's no sensor on either of those. So the IR sensor is gone. So there you go. This is why we're going to have games that aren't going to be compatible with the Switch 2. So if we scroll all the way over, I don't think there's anything else with what the Switch does now. So the next thing for us to talk about will be Mario Kart. But before we talk about Mario Kart, if the IR sensor is gone, Labo doesn't work. Labo does not work at all on the Switch 2. Labo wasn't going to work on the Switch 2 anyway because the Switch 2 is so much bigger. Like, the OLED already has the warning that it doesn't work with Labo. I can't remember if there's other games that use the IR sensor. Oh, yeah, 1-2 Switch. 1-2 Switch won't work because the IR sensor's gone. So the question here is, will we be able to use our original Joy-Cons also on the Switch 2, or are we about to have to fork out a whole lot of money on buying new Joy-Cons to run on the Switch 2? At least all of our games will port over. That's good. That's good. So now, Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 10. Okay, so I just wanted to have a quick look at Mario Kart. We've got Luigi vibes. Nice. The characters here, this is a good roster that we can see already. We've got Mario, we've got Luigi, we've got Peach, we've got Bowser, we've got Yoshi, we've got Toad, we've got Donkey Kong, we've got Daisy, and we've got Rosalina. I don't think that's all we end up seeing, so if we turn around here, nice. Okay, Mario's kart is completely redesigned. We've got chunkier tires, which is interesting. We've got off-road tires on the Dune buggy there. Luigi's just got a generic car. Why has Luigi just got a generic car? Peach is in her dress. Peach is in her dress? She hasn't done that on a bike ever? Yeah, she's been in the bike outfit when instead. Right, before that disappears. Oh no, we're gonna go to big screen. Big screen, yeah. This will help us find out who else we've got in the game. Okay, Baby Mario, while Luigi's hiding there. I think we've got a couple of other spots there. We've got Shy Guys up parading. There's just a little bit too much dust, but there was Wario. I did spot Wario. Let's see, can we spot anybody else on here? Right. Wario, it looks like we've got Koopa Trooper. Yep, Koopa Trooper's there. Hey, we've got Paulina. Nice. Who is this? Is that Wiggler? No, I can't tell. I cannot tell. At this point, it's so zoomed out that is very hard to tell. Okay, well, that is that part. And then, you know, it tells us that we've got games that aren't going to work. We've just assessed why that is. If the infrared sensor's missing, the fact it's all bigger, it's not going to work with Labo. It's not going to work with 1-2-switch, which probably means that we're going to get a new 1-2-switch. 1-2-switch 2. I'm calling it now. That's what it's going to be called. But yeah, mouse features. That's definitely mouse features on that on the Joy-Cons, and on both of them. Why? What games are they going to be creating where you would only need one mouse, or you might need two mice? Like, I can see games like Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, all of that are just about to become really incredible, because for the first time ever, we're going to have a console that has a mouse, so we can have one hand that's basically being the mouse, and we're pressing our buttons and moving the mouse around to aim and fire, while the other hand holds the Joy-Con for movement. It's going to need to have some extra stuff, because we're not going to have, because we only have the Joy-Con, the joystick for movement. So I guess up, down, left, right will need to be set up for your jumps, crouches, all that gubbins. So that's going to be really interesting. I wonder if it's going to result in us holding the controller in a weird way as well. Like, I don't know. This is when I should have I do have one nearby. Hang on.
One eternity later.
I think this makes more sense to be in the cam. So we'll have one Joy-Con that we'll be holding like this. Okay. The fact it's bigger is going to make that more comfortable. So then we'll be doing the mouse stuff, yeah? And there's our shooting, right? This one. If we want to be able to press these buttons, we're going to need a hand there. Are we going to be like wanting to hold it something like this instead, so that we can press these buttons quite easily and still move around? And then we're going to have like a whole change to the way we grip things? I don't know. It's very interesting on what this could be opening up for us in new ways of playing. But yeah, that's the Switch 2. We've investigated it. We've tried to find those pieces. I will do another video where I'm going to talk about the all the leaks, the tech leaks, the assessment from varying groups on what potentially we're talking about power-wise. But to be honest, the problem with Nintendo is as follows. Nintendo iconically uses old technology. Iconically uses it and makes it do more than what it was designed for. So we end up getting amazing stuff out of them, because what we end up seeing is instead of you just having something that would normally be like good enough to be on, I don't know, a PS3, they're able to pull out power that brings it close to a PS4. So if they're using chips that are like PS4 level, they will be able to push it to PS4 Pro level, just because of the way they build their architecture. Then the way that Nintendo writes game code compared to everybody else out in the bloody world, they do a lot of optimization. So what we're going to see from Nintendo is going to be shocking, just like it always ends up being. It's like, how did you do that on this? The other companies are going to struggle because unless they have somebody who's going to be good at porting across and doing that cleanup and doing that optimization, I think we're still going to get some games that might struggle, but I don't think we're going to get many. Like, the games that will struggle will be the games that are PS5 only. The games that will struggle will be the games that are Xbox Series only. The games that will struggle will be the ones that are PC only and can never be on the consoles because they need too much. Those are the games that I don't think we will see on the Switch, that we won't see on the Switch 2 in launch year. Those are the games I think we will see later, when people get better at optimizing. But I do think that we're going to have an incredible potential lineup with this console. But yeah, we'll talk more about that later. What do you think about this reveal trailer? I know we probably all wanted more. We probably all wanted just a proper direct and just tell us it all now. Waiting until April is a struggle, but you know what? We'll get the reveal. We'll get the direct, and then we're going to get the possibility of being able to go and get a hands-on experience of the Switch 2. The fact that they're doing the hands-on so soon tells me that we're probably talking June, July release. That's my guess right now. I'm going to put that in there. June, July release in the summer, so that they give an opportunity to get a bunch of releases now, get a bunch of games out for the holiday season, and then make a really big holiday push. I do think that we might actually see the Nintendo Switch get discounted. It won't be Nintendo discounting it. It will be the shops currently stocking the Switches that will start discounting. So this might be your chance at Christmas to also get yourselves any of the limited edition Switches that you didn't get. I am really hoping that at launch that we might get a Pokemon Legends Zeta A Switch 2 alternative, because if we do, I will be buying that one instead. Anyway, you have all been great. I have been Nate, and until next time, keep it geeky.